So this illustration comes to us from the series on biography, and it's entitled Henry Ford, Tin Lizard Tycoon. So we'll watch the video and then we'll talk a little bit about it and see how you would like to apply it in your ministry.
With his active role in the company behind him, Henry Ford began to disconnect from the world. He passed some time at Greenfield Village and was trotted out on occasion at a company function. But the stores of energy that had sustained him well into his 70s had been spent. On an April evening in 1947, Henry Ford laid his head on his wife's shoulder and drifted away. The cause of death was a cerebral hemorrhage. He was 83. Tens of thousands of people lined up to view Henry Ford's body as it lay in state. Some factories closed, others shut down for a moment of silence. In all, it's estimated that close to 7 million workers were involved in some demonstration of sympathy for the man who had irrevocably changed their lives. And in Detroit, motorists were asked to come to a complete stop at the time the automaker's body was being lowered into the ground. For that second, when the automobiles came to a stop, Detroit was returned to the way Henry Ford had found it. It had already been raining a couple of days in Michigan when Henry Ford returned home from a vacation. It was the spring of '47. On his second day back, the Rouge River flooded and took out the private powerhouse that supplied his home with heat and light. That evening, Henry and his wife turned in early. The power still hadn't returned, and their room was lit only by an oil lamp and a few candles. Before the night was out, Henry Ford, the father of mass production, the inventor of the modern age, left the world just as he had come into it 84 years earlier, by candlelight.
So Ford comes into the world, I believe around 1863, departs 1947, and the population in Detroit is asked to bring their motor vehicle to a complete and total stop the minute his body is placed in the ground. Leaving the world as he found it. Now, in addition to that, they bring out in this biography that on the night that he died, there was power failure, and the house was lit by candlelight. So Henry Ford departs pretty much the way he was brought into the world, with just candlelight. And when his body is lowered into the grave, as he was brought into the world, no traffic of cars or automobiles on the roads. This was biography of Henry Ford, Tin Lizzie Tycoon. I'm sure you will find a way to apply this in your preaching and teaching And yes, if you're not a pastor, even in your personal life or the life of the environment or company where you work, or even in the church where you are serving, thanks be unto God, who gives us the victory through Jesus Christ the Lord, who is the light of the world, who is the one who defeated the power of the grave. End of video.